Hey everybody, if you're watching right now and just kind of tuning in as you're participating through your day, if you're taking a coffee break, whatever, or if you're watching later on, I'm just grateful that you're here to watch at whatever time because this has become this just passion project of mine that I've wanted to accomplish since I saw a colleague and friend and really a leader. I mean, I don't know that I can call him a colleague as much as somebody that clearly inspired this Nakia Brooks here in Georgia because he played a Jeopardy game in his presentation and I wasn't there for it. I just saw pictures, but I thought, man, I could really create something like that. And then it morphed into this project that we now call the Lesix Games that is really going live and available for everybody to see today. So there is a secondary thing to this as well. This is my first time using Restream to stream to a variety of different platforms. And I'm just really excited to see what it is that we can do with one platform while showcasing the other. But this is really about the platform Lesix Games. Now, in front of you, you see the landing page. This is really a sales-oriented page. But you'll also notice that at lesixgames.com, you can click the little button here, sign up, log in, and it will take you to this page, app.lesixgames.com, where it is that you can sign up for your account. You'll need to enter your name, your email, and your password. We do have our standard disclaimer here, and you do have to check that to be able to access your free account. But you can sign in here. And I'm going to first sign in to show you what the free account looks like. So I obviously have a number of different emails that I've tested this out with. This is the account that I'm going to log in with here on the main screen. And you can see that the free account gives you access to the categories game. And I'm going to show you how that works when I go into a premium account. But you can notice here that you'll see the games, the recent games that you've created. You'll see that Showdown, Millionaire, Apex, Pollster, Dealmaker, they're all in there and you can see them, but you can't use them under the free account. But the nice thing is this, right? If you just want to have a few games, if you just want to be able to use this in a few classes that you teach, then categories is the way to go. You can create your 3 games and you can create up to 3 games. So if you delete one, you can create another and then you can recreate as much as you want. Look, it's always going to stay free. The free is always going to give you access to categories and it's always going to give you access to those 3 games. So don't ever feel like you have to come in here and there's going to be this limit of what it is that you can do with categories. You obviously won't get the other ones. You can obviously click on the upgrade button. There's a little tutorial here, a little introduction welcoming you to the games. We have a feedback form that you can constantly provide feedback about the Lesix games. It's completely anonymous. This goes into a database where we're going to take that feedback and use it for future details, try to get some fixes if something is popping up. And we have a support community. And the support community, once you sign up, you will be added to. Now, primarily here in the support community, we're going to continue to add knowledge base articles that you can go in here and search for. This is housed inside the same platform where we host our 90-minute marketing department, all of our online learning. So you'll see some similar looks if you've seen that there. For now, this serves our purpose. You can also provide feedback here, as well as see any public announcements we might have about the platform. And you can, as the knowledge base will show you, control your billing in here as well if you want to. But let's go ahead and log out of this account and show you what a premium account looks like. You just go here and I'm going to, once you sign in, you'll sign in like you would always, but go ahead and bookmark app.lesixgames.com. And it's just a simple sign-in process. And obviously, I've reused the password for that email address, which I don't really use for any other accounts for a long time. But that's neither here nor there. And I'm going to sign in here from my mobile device as well, so you can see how this looks on mobile as well as on desktop. So So we'll go ahead and sign in there. You should be able to see now. So now you see that we have a mobile friendly version as well as the desktop version, and they look pretty much identical, except one's on a phone, one's on a desktop. So here you get the same thing. You have the resources available. And in this case, you can see all 6 of the games are available. So let's go into categories real quick. And I want to go to manage games. When you create a game, you'll see it here, and you can go into the edit screen or you can go into the game controller screen. You can delete, you can change names. Here's the thing to keep in mind about all of these. We've designed this system so that you can create the game once and use it over and over. So if you have pre-licensing sections that you want to save this for, just add your class name so that you can organize it. You can give the game name whatever it is that you want. You can give it whatever sort of description you want. The idea is we created these games so you have them as an ongoing resource. Look, it is a constant frustration that everybody tries to recreate the reel over and over and over again. So that was one of the first things I wanted to make sure the system did, was create a repository for all of these games that you want, and you can see what those games are. Now let's go into the editor. Each game is going to be a little bit unique, a little bit different, but the commonality between all of these games is that you can import questions. You can manually set up your questions. So in categories, you can see here that we provide an answer, as well as, and that's the clue shown to players, and a question, which is the correct response that we want them to give. And you can download a sample CSV file here. You just basically import your information. Everything in there is everything that you need to bring in here if you want to import it from a CSV. Every single one of the games has a sample CSV file. And in this case, I've already set up this test. I have 6 teams set up. You can edit, delete any one of these that you want. So I'm going to remove 2 of the teams. So I'm going to say I'm going to have 4 teams in the class. And I'm going to go ahead and maybe update one of those names. I mean, you can do this anytime that you want. And this would be the only thing that you would have to change for the class is the name of the teams. You can just do that yourself and edit that right here. You can just leave it team 1, 2, 3, 4 every time you want to. You can just click save changes. And now we have the ability to run the game. So I'm going to go ahead and click run. And this is what you see is the game controller. Now this is where you control everything the game has to do. So this is something you see on your screen. Here's the cool thing too. I'm going to go into manage games on my mobile device here, and I'm going to click run, and you can see the game controller is pretty well accessible, pretty well readable from my mobile device. So if I want to have my phone while I'm controlling the game and share this screen with the class on the projector, whatever it might be, I can do that. So let's go ahead and click on this button that says display. The display is the game display that the class will see. So I'm going to go ahead and control everything from my phone that's streaming here onto the screen so you can see how it updates in real time. Now you'll notice here that from the game controller screen, I have a toggle for inactive and active. And when you turn it on active, it means it can be played and it cannot be edited. And you can see here that on the display screen, we see the team names, we see the categories, and I obviously can't click on anything on the screen. All of that is controlled from the game controller screen. So let's suppose team 1 selects real estate basics for 100, and I select that from my phone. Boom, you notice right away that the display screen pops up for the value of the question, waiting for the team to select that I'm going to select, and that will then present the rest of the information. So let's suppose team 1 rang in first, and now they have a countdown timer. You notice here that the countdown timer is identical, and the clue says they want to transfer property ownership. Time runs out, immediately cancels out, and we say, all right, team 1 did not answer the question in time. Now we're going to move to team 2. Countdown timer starts again, and we say, oh my gosh, incorrect answer. So now we have the two teams left, and Team C buzzes in at whatever sort of buzzer you want, or hands raised, or whatever it might be. And then we get the answer right for Team C, and it just flashes correct. And we can say that this document transfers property ownership. Team C was correct. What is a deed? And we can continue on to the next question. Here's the beauty part about it too. Just like a game show. See, that's the thing about all of these games is they are designed to be a game show format, right? A little healthy competition is good. And I don't know if this is the right way to teach, the wrong way to teach. I think understanding why an answer is incorrect is as important as understanding why an answer is correct. So you can see here that using the game show format combined with the ability to use those answers to teach, we have a cumulative score that's running across the screen. So that healthy little competition between teams is now on display for the class. So Team C got the answer right. And they're immediately going to go for broke. And they say financing for 500. Fantastic. All right. So let's say Team 1, they're quick on the draw. They buzz in and they say that underwriting. What is underwriting? That is the final step for a mortgage. We say, my gosh, you guys are on it for this particular clue. At this screen, we can stop and wait for as long as we want to. And you can see here, we have an opportunity to teach. What does underwriting mean? Why does it mean this? Any questions about this? The idea behind these games is not simply to have a game show to make it fun. It's what my buddy J-Man calls edutainment. It's entertaining and educating at the same time, and it's designed to be something that's easily demonstrable for people in class. And so when we go to the next question, you can see that the score is updated in real time, and you can see on your mobile device, you're controlling all of this from your phone in real time. And this is categories. Why don't we try something else? Why don't we back out of the categories game? Let's go turn this off to inactive. Go back to the game hub. And we're going to go back to maybe, I'm going to just choose one more here. I really want to show you Pollster. Pollster really requires a number of people to participate to show you the value of it. I will say that my friend Vicki Rogers, she said she used this in class and it worked great. She was one of my beta testers when we launched this a couple of weeks ago for testing. And we'll do a future live stream where I get 10 people on at the same time, show you how that works. But let's talk about Millionaire. All right. We're going to go into Millionaire. We don't have a game in there yet. So I can show you the game creation process. And I'm going to go back to my dashboard here, go to Millionaire, create my first game. I'm going to call this Test Millionaire. I'm going to call this class name AI Marketing, and I'm going to skip the description this time. Great. And you'll notice here that when I created the game, it automatically updated on my mobile device. See, that's the other thing about this system is that we've built it on a platform that allows for that fast reaction time. And I mean, I'll be honest with you. It's never going to work 100% of the time, but you'll notice here, it's working in lightning speed. So you can set this up from your computer. You can test it from your mobile device. If you're not a planner ahead of class and you want to set this up 30 minutes before the class starts, or even 15 minutes before the class starts, you have every ability to do that. So I'm going to click on edit here. And we see all the questions here that we need to import answers for. I'm actually just going to download the sample and then I'm going to upload it back here and go to my download files real quick, Millionaire sample, boom, and it updates everything. And here's the nice thing is that some of these games have little nuances. So with Millionaire, You can upload 30 some odd questions, and 10, they will be randomly selected from that test bank, if you want to call it that, question bank that you've uploaded to the game. So I'm going to go ahead and click save the game, and I'm going to run the game, and I'm going to turn on the display here just like we did before. And I'm going to click run game from my phone, and now you see the display or the game controller for Millionaire. So we're waiting for the host to start the game. This is what the class sees. And you can see here on the game controller, we're going to start the game. And now you see here, which element has the chemical symbol AU? Now on the game controller side, I see all 4 responses, and I see the correct one. And let's say that the person that is playing the game says gold, and I click that. The answer is locked. We make sure it's the final answer, and we reveal the answer. Boom. Whoever's playing the game, you are correct at one point, and we move to the next question. What is the hardest natural substance? And this person says, man, I'm not quite sure. I think it's diamond, but I know a lot of people use iron and steel, so I'm kind of split on what it might be. I'd like to use one of my lifelines, my 50-50, and it knocks it out just like that. And they say, I'm going to go with diamond. Reveal the answer. Boom, we're at 2 points. And you see, as we're moving up the ladder, it's keeping track as we're climbing. Again, little healthy competition. And I'm going to show you the little stars here and everything like that here in a second. Next question. When did World War II end? We're going to say 1945. We're going to reveal the answer. Of course, we're at 3. And we're going to go to the 4th question. What is the capital of France? We're going to say Paris, and we're going to reveal the answer as correct. So now we are at our starred 5 points. We want to say, what year did the Titanic sink? Now, again, on the game controller, we can see the correct answer. And in this particular case, they say, well, I want to ask the audience. It's going to come up with just a random distribution of how that answer lies. I'll be perfectly honest with you. It's going to give them the right answer. But it gives you a chance as an educator to kind of test their willingness to trust information. You can say, all right, well, the audience is saying 41% is Paris, but it's evenly, we almost got 50% here that are split, or 1912, but we also have about 50%, close to 50% that are split between either 11 or 13. Man, it's a tough answer. What do you think the answer is? And they say, yeah, we're going to go with 1912. We think that's the right answer. Reveal the answer, of course, it's 1912. We move on to the next question here, and we now have gotten to that point where they could walk away with a prize. Now, what these particular stars mean, it's completely up to you. You want to bring a gift card to your class, you can do it. You want to bring a cold Coke to your class, you can do it. And suppose this person says, man, I really, really want to walk away. You just click the button, game is over. Final score, 5 points. 5 points gets you your nice can of Coke or your nice bag of treats or whatever it might be. We end the game and we play again. So now we're waiting for the next person to come up. And we go through it all over again. And you'll notice here that the question is now randomly ordered. So we go through diamond. We're going to reveal the answer. We're going to move to the next question. What year did the Titanic sink? That was the 5 point question last time. Reveal the answer. Move to the next question. Now we're talking about Romeo and Juliet. And let's suppose they say, that was Dickens. That was Dickens. Reveal the answer. Sorry, that's incorrect. And now you can explain why Shakespeare is the correct answer. Again, healthy competition is a good thing. Understanding why something was incorrect is as important as understanding why something is correct. I mean, that's just how adults think. We want to know why something doesn't work as much as why something does work. And the beauty about it is it's all a game show format. How you use the game show in your class is entirely up to you. We've taken care of the tech part. We've taken care of the ability to make your class a game show. And again, just like before, you can go back to the Game Hub and explore everything on the dashboard. Nice thing is, too, every single one of these games on their Game Hub screen, you'll notice here that there's a little video you can watch that will go through the process and show you how to use the game backwards and forwards. Each of the videos are about 5 minutes. That's 5 minutes of me talking and showing, meaning it's not going to take you 5 minutes to set up the game. The entire idea behind this platform was inspired by the fact that educators can't just sit there and lecture. And while this is a platform that is definitely usable in any sort of corporate training environment, in any sort of learning environment, hell, you could use this in a high school class if you wanted to. I created it for real estate educators because the real estate industry is everybody who we're educating. They're getting bombarded with 9,000 pieces of advice, 9,000 ways to use AI, 9,000 ways to run their business, 9,000 ways to be compliant, 9,000 ways other people are doing things. The number of shiny objects that people bite on, to me, it's just embarrassing. Like I don't operate in an environment like that and haven't for so many years. And so I wanted to sit there and say, well, obviously there are shiny objects out there that get people's attention. I needed to create something that got people to stop and look at this and say, man, this is something that I can use. But I also needed to make it simple enough that people could use in the classroom. And that was inspired by the struggle that my colleagues and friends in the real estate learning industry, right? This sort of sub niche of a niche that we live within. Y'all work so hard. I wanted to create something that could help you work hard too. And today being the launch day, the day that we're just making it known to the world that the Lesix games are available, I wanted to share a little bit about what you could do. I wanted to share a little bit about how it is that you can play this game. And again, I'm going to just show you real quick. If you come in and you want to use the free account, use it for as long as you want. There's not going to be any limits other than the fact that you're only going to get 3 games in categories. That is the limit. But it's never going to just all of a sudden turn to be, well, now you got to pay $5 a month. Guarantee you right now, free means free for this for as long as we're running this platform. For as long as Lesix operates this platform, you're always going to have those 3 free categories games. And if you want to upgrade, you can click on this upgrade button here, and that'll take you to the payment screen where you have the ability to check out. You can click this button. It'll do the same thing. Or under account where you can see all of this, you can also click on upgrade to Pro. Now, before I go today, I want to tell you about this redeem a code real quick. I want influencers. I want real estate educators who have an audience, who have some influence, who want free lifetime access to the platform to let me know that's something you can do. The beauty about it is you get the free access, but the only condition is for a regular healthy stream of content, I need you to share what you're doing. Testimonials, share it in your class, share it with your colleagues. Obviously, I'm going to share it with everybody that I see at the Beats conference in April, at the RIA conference in June, at the GRIA annual school meeting next December, other states where I will show up to their annual school meetings. I'm going to do a lot of sharing, but I don't know everybody. And let's be honest here. I came into the real estate industry just about 3 years ago. when all of the stuff was going on in my life. I don't have the longevity that some of you have. That's why I want to partner with you on it. And not only will it give you access for life, but we have an affiliate program that you can be a part of as well. But I have to give you that code, which means you have to ask for it. So you can comment on the post. You can email me at robert@lesix.agency. You can comment in the support community. I'm interested in being an affiliate. Contact me here. Whatever it is, I want this platform to be a winner for everybody. If you're an educator that wants to use it for free, you can use the categories game to your advantage. If you're an educator that wants to pay the $27 a month and do all of these in a variety of different ways, and I think, again, we'll go through a live stream where we use each one in depth and actually bring some people into the game to play it. You have the ability to do that for $27. I'm not going to promise it's always going to be $27, but right now, $27 a month, when you lock it in at that price, you will lock it in for life as well. Or if you want to make some money, there's an opportunity here to make some money. So whatever it is, I think this is a winner for all of us. I can't wait to add some additional games. Hopefully, the goal is by the RIA conference to have 12 games, and by the end of 2026, have potentially up to 18 games. But I think we have the map planned out to do 12. And, you know, the more people use it, the more we get to see what it is that you do with it. So if you watch the live stream and you've commented, I will reply to your comments. But thanks for spending some time with me this Monday after Valentine's Day. Appreciate you all tuning in. Appreciate if you're watching after the fact. Let's go out there and make some games happen in the classrooms. See y'all.